Hello, this is my review of Norbar's low torque wrench TTi50. So as you can see here on this box, it came in this box, which is pretty much a disappointment. It's not really a carrying case, but I guess it'll do, right, to save costs. It's one of their TTi series. TTi50 means, of course, that its torque rating goes to 50, and unsurprisingly, it goes from 20% to 100% of the torque rating, maximum torque rating, which means that it's a 10 to 50 Nm torque wrench. And very interestingly, it uses a half-inch drive, which I think is a little bit rare because a lot of the low torque wrenches use 3/8, at least in this torque range, they use 3/8. I don't have any 3/8 sockets, so I find half-inch to be more interesting. Of course, you have also the 5 to 25 Nm torque wrenches. Those tend to have a 1/4-inch drive, although I personally think, don't quote me on this, I think it's not necessary to use a torque wrench if the torque is less than 10 Nm, and if you really need it, it's probably best to avoid the click type, because the click type torque wrenches, when the click happens, there is a very sudden, very brief spike in torque. It always happens. Whatever the mechanism, split beam, tilt block, whatever, there was always going to be that spike in torque, and that actually defeats the purpose of having a small torque wrench. Let's say you set the setting to 5 Nm, but the spike goes to 7 Nm. It's a small spike, but 5 and 7. That's 40% difference already, and probably you don't really need to use it. You probably can feel 5. That's probably the situation where good and tight is enough. So anyway, I have this. This is a torque wrench, right? It has a reversible ratcheting hat. Right, let's just take a look at this again. It's absolutely a 1/4-inch anvil with a single ball bearing, but of course it's a little bit, it's a little bit over painted, as you can see. Well, it is what it is. It's not perfect, otherwise it wouldn't be made in the UK, right? It's written here, as you can see, made in the UK, and there's a serial number. It says 10 to 50 Nm and made in the UK, specifically I think in Northern England. So if it's made in the UK, obviously it has some problems that we expect. It has a reversible ratcheting hat, very fine teeth. I think, I don't quite remember, is it 80 or 90? Let me see. Let's see. So now we have probably at 180 degrees. Maybe one more. Yeah. No, that's already one click. Well, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Yeah, well, yeah, maybe I missed a couple of counts, but it could be a 72 teeth. I thought it was 80 teeth, but it could be 72. Either it's 72 or 80 teeth. I probably should have checked on it before, but my apologies. So there's that, and then you have a scale. It has this sticker, as you can see. It's not really glued down that perfectly. As usual, it can be expected, right? It's made in the UK, so it's not perfect. The fascia protecting the scale also has this, but what's really good is that you can actually see the spring inside. So when you tension it, you can see that the spring gets compressed, and that's quite interesting. Of course, there is this Celtic cross. There's this Celtic cross there on both sides. Some people criticize it, saying that it reminds them of the Third Reich. Well, whatever. They are a bit sensitive, I guess. Perhaps these are just some people who are how to say, frequently reminded of their Celtic ancestry, because they are from northern England, right? I don't really think that they have much to do with the Third Reich. So to adjust the setting, as you can see now, it's at the minimum setting, which is 10 Newton meters, right? To adjust it, there is this tab. You pull it to unlock, and now you can adjust. The thing about this one is that you really need some effort to adjust. So each click goes at 0.1 Newton meters, right? So you can see here it's gonna be. Oh, wait a sec. Let me do it like this. Hold it better. Let's see. Hold it like this. Probably it will focus. Yeah. 0.1. Yeah, this is 0.1, right? 0.2. Right, if you go half a turn, now you can see this is at 11 Newton meters. A full turn will bring you to, now it's a little over, a full turn, this is 12 Newton meters. This is 12 Newton meters. It is really, it's going to take quite a lot of time if you want to use some of the upper settings. If you want to go to 50, that is 20 turns, 20 full turns. And the turns are a little bit, I know it's a little tight. If you hold this part, it's okay. And you don't hold it in a very awkward position. So let's just set it back to 10. Lowest setting. Always set your spring click type torque wrenches to the lowest setting for storage. Of course, as I said, this is a reversible ratcheting hat, so it goes reverses. Right, let's go this way now. Okay, there's some emergency outside. I hope that the microphone is not really picking it up, but I guess it is picking it up. I apologize for that. Now it's going for you tweet this. Now it goes for the other way. It tilts the other way, and now we can try to test it. Let's see. Let's put on this extension so we have better grip. Let's see if I can really grip it. Okay, so this is how it looks when we are trying to torque it, probably like this. Boom, we try to torque it. Let's see. I don't think I can hold. It's too rounded, too smooth. I don't think I can hold for 10 Newton meters. But you get the idea. 10 Newton meters. Just how accurate it is? Well, it came with a certificate of calibration. Let's see what it came with. It came with a manual. This is a manual. It came with a certificate of calibration, which is in this very interesting. I don't know what it's called. This carrier folder, whatever. But it's just a sheet of paper. I don't know why they make it like this. Declaration of conformance. As you can see, actually, sorry, it's not north of England. It's Oxfordshire, so it's still where. So anyway, that's not northern England. So you can see the calibration there. It claims to be quite accurate. I don't know how good the calibration is, and so that's it. It's Mr. probably Robert Byrne. Robert Burn. It was oh, whatever, probably not Robert, but R. Burn was responsible for the calibration. Anyway, so this is the torque wrench. I find it to be quite interesting. Have I used it? Never. I haven't used it. I've tested it. I've never used it, and I don't actually know exactly why I bought it, because I'm not really a professional mechanic, and I really rarely use any torque for under 40 Newton meters, let's say. I guess this could be used for spark plugs, although I personally don't think it's that critical for spark plugs. I think it can be used for if you want to replace water pump, this is probably pretty good to use on the water pump. And that is one of the situations where you need to be, you want to be, you don't really need to be, but I think you want to be applying a quite even tightening force across the sealing surface, the mating surface. So that's quite important, quite good. For some European manufacturers, it could even be useful for head bolts and a lot of the suspension work, because a lot of the European manufacturers like to use torque to yield bolts that are initially torqued to a very low torque setting, like 20 Newton meters. In which case I think this could be quite interesting. You know, a lot of the cases it's probably not needed. And that is also why I bought this one that is not very high grade, not the most expensive. I just find that it's probably a tool that will work when I need it, and I put it you know, just aside, and I think if I don't really use it, I don't really throw it around, I figure probably it's not going to be too much off in terms of calibration, and especially given the compact size. Even when its torque is a little bit off, its calibration is a little off, I don't think I'll be off by too much. Well, at least probably when it comes to consistency, it will, I hope, give some consistency. In a lot of these torque critical applications, I believe, don't quote me on this, this is completely the belief of an amateur, but I believe that it is more important to have a consistent torquing force on the mating surface than to have the precise torquing force. What I mean by that is that, let's say a water pump can say that, for example, that you want to have 22 Newton meters across the mating surface. There are probably 20 bolts that you have to torque. It's less critical if the torques are 10, 20, 21, 22, or 23, 24, or even 25. Within a reasonable range, I think it's all fine. But you do want to make sure that the torques are consistent. You don't want to have one 23, another one 20, then the one that's 20 around that area. The gasket may not seal and may not seat as well, and that's where leaks will develop. So a consistent torquing force, in my opinion, is more important than to have a very precise torquing force. Obviously, if you have both precision and the consistency, that will be a superior product. But you know, the way that you use a torque wrench is also very important. If you use a torque wrench like a lot of these brutal mechanics do, especially I see some brutal mechanics in France, that's part of the reason why I really don't want to bring my car to any mechanic in France. Not even the dealer. I've seen the dealer in France do work. They are really brutal. The way that they use torque wrench completely defeats the purpose of using a torque wrench. What they would do, they would do like this, and really, if you do too fast, really there is when it clicks, you could go 10 degrees more, and really it completely defeats the purpose of using a torque wrench. Doesn't matter how precise your torque wrench is. And at the same time, I must say that the mechanics in France, they tend to use some really cheap torque wrenches. I've seen those ones are really bad. I find that it is horrible. What a shamble of a situation here in this country. But gladly, I don't think I will be here for much longer, and I don't think I'll be welcome for very much longer. So anyway, thank you very much for watching, and of course, thank you for enduring my ramblings. Have a great day.